twin flame reading, this time a very important one because of the longest lunar eclipse that is going to happen tonight, 27th of July, in the century, if I'm not wrong. So whenever there's a lunar eclipse, we all know that, there's a lot of purging that happens. There's a lot of things that you have to deal with that come up in abundance. Actually, abundance not being a very positive word right now, but that's what happens. So let's begin with both the sides. There is a masculine side here and a feminine side here. And we're going to start with the masculine side. We have a lot of positive cards for the masculine, and surprisingly for the feminine there's a lot of work that needs to be done this I would say weekend, given the lunar eclipse and everything, and it's a good time to actually connect with yourself right now. The cards show that you need to. There's a lot of baggage that is being carried around. So coming to the masculine side, now the card in the past position is the Chariot. The Chariot is basically something which shows forward movement, as you can see, a balanced forward movement. So in the past, the masculine has been thinking about moving forward, is what we can make out from this card. This is in line with the last reading that we had, I suppose. In the present, however, this is a very, very nice card for the Twin Flame Collective here. This is the Four of Wands. I hope you can see it. The Four of Wands basically is something which signifies happiness, marriage, mostly. This is the Twin Flame Reunion card, and this is coming in the present position for the masculine, so that's a pretty big deal. You can see in this card that there is they're standing under an arch of some sort, like a wreath, and that usually happens when you have something like a marriage or a ceremony of sorts, stuff like that. So it shows that a lot of the masculines are reaching out. So I would love to know what your stories are. Do leave us comments so that we can read, all of us, all of my subscribers and viewers. It would be great to know, and have confirmation that there are masculines who are reaching out. This is what is coming out in the cards, and I feel really happy to see that. Now, the future position for the masculine here shows that there is a Seven of Pentacles card. You can see that there's someone who's quite satisfied standing with, all of his gatherings here, wealth, and he can basically, he's satisfied with what he has, but he does have a vision. He's looking in one direction. So what this card tells me right now is that the masculines, number one, given the present position, are reaching out, and also they are moving into their soul missions, because the Twin Flame Reunion will, bring about a big change in the whole of Gaia. Basically, it is for the upliftment of humanity. If you look at that, yes, you have a romantic connection, which is understanding and healing and all of that, which is, I would say, the cherry on top for a Twin Flame reunion. But apart from that, the Twin Flame reunion is very blessed because it is for the upliftment of humanity. Now, many Twin Flames, and almost all the Twin Flames actually, are not satisfied with what they have as, day jobs or whatever you can call them, something that they're not, basically they know that they're here for a higher purpose. They're doing things for, something much more in magnitude than, small jobs like being a lawyer or a doctor, or anything of that sort. I mean, I'm talking about the high end jobs, because even though you make a big difference there, they know that, it's much more than that. It's not just that. So that's what it is for the past, present, and future. The theme for the masculine is the Three of Pentacles. I hope you can see that. Three of Pentacles here. So the Three of Pentacles basically speaks about how something that is going on is, something which is under construction is going on well, and people around this whole construction are satisfied with it, happy with it. It's something that is planned, and it's going in the direction that we have planned it in. So what it basically speaks to me in regards to the masculine is that the masculine is definitely thinking about his soul mission. He knows that the twin flame, the divine feminine, is not just in his life like some general person who he once loved or still is in love with. It's not that simple. It is something much more than that. It is that he has to do something with this connection. This is not just something romantic and, yes, marriage and but maybe love and all of that, but this is something more. So the Three of Pentacles as the theme suggests that there is something in the works which will soon be revealed to all of you, I hope. Very soon, I hope, as soon as the energies of this lunar eclipse start to fade, I hope. Yeah, another card that wanted to jump out for the masculines was the Justice card. The Justice card is a major arcana card. There are two major arcana cards for the masculine till now here in this Gilded Tarot deck. So the Justice card shows, I guess it wanted to come out because it's like something of a confirmation to the feminine that justice will be served. Do not worry. Keep doing what you have to do. The masculine will, be just in what he does. He ran away. He will be coming back. So this was the masculine's past, present, future theme, and a card that really wanted to come out. I do not want to go up here right now. I will do that after I go to the feminine's past, present, future. Now, when I come to the feminine side, you're going to see that there are very important messages that wanted to come out. It's going to be a little difficult for some of us to actually be okay with this reading, because you're kind of frustrated that, oh my god, I've done so much work, why is this not ending, what am I supposed to do to actually make this end? Let me tell you right now, there will be no end, because by looking for the end, you're only prolonging your journey. You have to be okay with not having, an end to anything. You have to be okay with the fact that shadows from your past are always going to come back and manifest in your reality and remind you of lessons that, need to be learned and need to be healed and all of that. So you have to drop resistance to that. Only then will you actually progress. So basically the theme for the feminine was the Seven of Swords. Now, ideally, the Seven of Swords is basically something about, someone being sneaky and all that, but I do not feel that this time. I feel like the Seven of Swords is actually here to show us that this person here is carrying a lot of weight, and it's sharp objects, they're swords. Now, you have to let that go. You have to process all of these difficult emotions and everything that's coming up right now in this lunar eclipse energy, so that you can feel lighter. You can also see that he's bending down in one way. So I'm sorry if you guys feel like I'm not being a very traditional tarot reader by just going what exactly the Seven of Swords says, but it's what I feel with this card right now. I myself I've been having backache for the past month now, because it's only today that I found out that I've been carrying a lot of shame and a lot of blaming basically. So we are not in good circumstances, the feminines, I feel, and we have been blaming it on one thing or the other, blaming it on our jobs, our families, our past, our lives, all of that. And I feel like that is only adding to our own burden in a way. We are carrying our swords instead of just putting them down, and whatever is inside you will always manifest in your reality like a reflection. Like, this is the law of mirroring, and it shows that if you have a lot to blame, you're blaming a lot, that means that there is something that it's coming up for. It's coming up to heal something or the other within you, that perhaps you have to maybe learn the lesson of acceptance, and you cannot learn the lesson of acceptance, or you're not ready to learn the lesson of acceptance, and that is why blame is coming to you. It could also be because you're not grateful, or I'm sure everyone is grateful here. It's not like they're not, but sometimes we just kind of forget what the little things about life are, like really, really small things that you can really appreciate. For example, when you get up in the morning, you have the pillow that you're lying on, your head is on, it's really soft. So you could just be present with that softness of your pillow or your blanket, and just know that there are these little things that you have manifested for yourself, and that itself will open up your heart chakra, and it's going to bring in more abundance into your life, and be more grateful for what you actually have rather than what you do not have. I mean, we have to examine where blame comes from and why it's there, and what is it giving you in a way. Moving on to the feminine side, we have the Judgment card. You can see someone blowing a trumpet here. That is probably an angel. I do not remember who exactly was supposed to do that, so I'm sorry about that, but that's what it is. You'll be raised from your graves here. You can see that everyone is basically rising from their graves, and this is the masculine, feminine, and this is a newborn who is basically rising from the grave, and they're kind of thankful to this person who's blowing the horn. So this shows that you have awakened in the past. I feel like there's a lot about awakening which is being spoken about here. You know now about spirituality, the tools that you can use to actually make your life what you want it to be, and all of that. So it was, I guess this trumpet here could have been the masculine running away, because if that loud reminder wasn't there for you, you would have never really turned into, this path, this spirituality thing that we're all following in a way. I feel like a lot of us come to spirituality only because of adversities, not because we are, not for pleasure or learning without any kind of pain. It is only because we face some kind of adversity that we actually come into exploring what spirituality can do for us, and all of that. So I guess most of us on the twin flame journey have woken up due to a masculine energy leaving, and that's been devastating. So that's what happened for me, and I'm really thankful for separation in a way, because if it would not happen, if it wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't have found out all of these nice tools and abilities that I have. So that was the past for the feminine. Now the present position for the feminine is the death card. So I'm sorry, guys. So death is not a bad thing. Honestly speaking, we're all like, oh my god, it's the death card. What do we do? Well, it's not the worst thing. It is important to have cycles. We all have cycles where something finishes and something new begins. To have a new beginning, you have to end something which was in the past. So I feel like we're all going through a lot of, as when I'm talking about the theme, which is the Seven of Swords, you can see that we're all going through some sort of a lot of excess potential somehow. It could be our work, it could be our family. We've been blaming them, we've been blaming something or the other. We've had a lot of unprocessed emotions and all of that. That needs to be processed, or in a way, ego death needs to happen. If ego death does not happen, it has to happen, because it's in the present position. It will happen. You will not be left with a choice but to actually release all of these emotions. That's how everything works, and anyone who's watching this video, I'm sure they can resonate with the fact that it's gonna take a lot of it takes courage to actually go back into deep memories where you can heal and all that, but that's very important for us to progress forward. So this has to happen. Now in the future position for the feminine, we have the Four of Cups and also the Three of Wands. So again, there's this whole energy of how we're just not very happy with our circumstance. We're kind of waiting for something else, or we're being given something but we don't want it. There's just some sort of something on her mind that is hindering or blocking out what needs to come in. So I would suggest we all look into ourselves and figure out what we need to do. I journal whenever I feel like there's something that is unprocessed. I haven't been doing that for a while because I've been really busy with work, and that's not an excuse. You shouldn't put your own self on the background. This is your life at the end of the day, and you have to do what needs to be done, or else you're not gonna progress and you're gonna feel shitty about it. Your internal guidance system is going to keep telling you that you are not doing what you have to do. So guys, just do that. There's so many wonderful healers out there who actually help with taking you through these turmoil situations. There's one which I really like, Indigo Moon Healing. She has a channel on YouTube, Indigo Moon Healing. I forgot what her website is, but I'll link it down in the description box. So what she does is she really helps with childhood regressions and all of that. My own therapist slash life coach. I mean, I wouldn't say she's a therapist by profession, but she's really helped me to actually understand how to process emotions and just guide me through life. Is Lauren Stewart. I'll leave her website link below as well. You can reach out to her and talk to her. She's amazing to talk with. She also usually gives um, a get to know you free session so that you can get to know her. The only thing is that she isn't really a twin flame healer, but she works with some really great tools like parts works and completion process by Teal Swan, which really gives you resolution in a way to your own guilt and shame and all that. And it's okay, if I understand if people are not ready to work with people who are not twin flame healers right now. You can work with a twin flame healer like Indigo Moon. Um, she seems really nice. I haven't really worked with her, but she seems really nice. And there are many other twin flame healers. I'm gonna leave some links below in the description so that you can perhaps follow them and get some resolution to life, and move forward. Now, coming to the mental space, heart space, and the action space. So the mental space, heart space, and the action space for the divine masculine is as such. The mental space has temptation. Temptation is basically showing him in a way that I guess he's just kind of understanding now, finally, in the mental space, that whatever was is a deception. There's so much more to life. Like, when we had the judgment card for us in the past, we kind of like woke up from the matrix. We kind of like unplugged, and I feel like that's what he is feeling in his mental space right now, that, oh, okay, this was all temptation, this was not reality, this is basically just temptation, and it's not really what it seems to be. So many people say that this card is has to do with karmic, or I wouldn't say that. I would say that this is what the energies are telling me. Now, the heart space has deception and envy. Probably he is heartbroken because he finally comes to know that, oh my god, this is how it has been all along, and this is what I've been doing. So there is a lot of pain for him, but I feel like more than pain, it's a good thing that he's awakening. So that was the heart space. The action space for him is solitude. Solitude, and you can see this is a number 9. Like, solitude in this deck stands for the hermit in the traditional tarot. So this says that you have to work with all of this knowledge that you have now, and do something to actually bring what you want to manifest in the physical alive. And for that, sometimes you have to cut off from all of the matrix. You see what I mean? Like, every time, whenever we have a awakening, the first thing that happens is we lose friends. So I feel like it's really funny, how the masculine is actually going through this cycle now, when the feminines have already gone through this before. Like, they're and the masculines are actually going to be okay with solitude for finally. They're not going to be giving in to temptations and distractions to distract them. They're going to be okay with solitude. They're going to do the work, probably, and take steps towards actually coming into union with the feminine. Now, the other thing that also came out was new beginnings. So I feel like there are many masculines that have been reaching out or will reach out during this beautiful lunar eclipse energy that we have going on. It is so crazy, and what I really like is that she's standing on the world. Like, she knows that I can do what I want now, and just like a ruler in a way. So I feel like a lot of masculines will reach out soon, if not, and they kind of are taking a leap of faith by reaching out, and they're not as scared as they were. Like the last twin flame reading that I did was the masculines were in fear, and they were just like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? Shame, all of that. There is triumph and success, which shows that the masculine will succeed in what he wants to do. So that's what it is. It's basically triumph and success that is coming out as an advice card. There is another card on the back side which was stuck to this, which was the second card, which is mental conflict. So yes, perhaps he has some mental conflicts. Of course he does. We all do. But he will come out successful with that. I did not know that this card was stuck to the other one. Spirit wants me to tell you that. So moving on to the feminine's mental space. Are we not surprised? I am not surprised at all. Look at that. The awareness card. Yes, of course. Why not? Of course. The awareness card is we all know we have all the tools. We're awake as hell, and we know. So there's a lot of difference between knowing and doing. We have the awareness. We are connected. We're plugged to not the matrix, but the anti-matrix, or whatever, the universe. I love this card. It's so beautiful. So we're connected, but the thing is that what are we going to do about it? So this is the mental space for the feminine, and I'm really happy to see that. It's a good thing that more and more people are waking up. The other thing is the heart space for the feminine is the transformation card. Give in to ego death is what it's screaming out to me, that you have to give in, because if you do not, you will not transform. Your heart wants to transform, so let it. You're aware of what you need to do. Just do it. That's what I'm feeling. These are major arcana cards, so that means that they're very important, and they need to be actually given the right kind of honor. The action space for the feminine is stand your ground. Stand your ground. But just do what needs to be done. Do not get disheartened. Do not get tempted to just kind of give up on life. And there were a lot of people who were actually even reaching out saying that they're suicidal, and they just kind of want to leave. But stand your ground. We have to stand our ground. We have to do what's right. This is an opportunity, actually, rather than something which is depressing. It's how you see it. It's how you make it for yourself. So that's what in the action space. 2 advice cards for the feminine that came out. Surprise, surprise! Sacral chakra and the solar plexus chakra. So both of them very beautiful chakra cards. They are I'm not gonna elaborate on what they mean. You guys can do your own research about what the sacral chakra holds and what the solar plexus chakra holds. It's basically telling you that go heal these chakras. That means just believe in yourself, be creative, is what the sacral chakra is saying. That do not inhibit yourself, just do what you want. I've been feeling I don't know, this is something that came up, yes, but I've been feeling for the last 2 weeks or so that I need to get back to my creativity and all that. I guess that's what it means, that you have to get back to that. You have to trust yourself that you can actually be okay with doing that. And I'm sorry. The solar plexus chakra over here is obviously to do with self-doubt and insecurities and all of that. So this is very important to heal. I also had a Reiki session just before doing this reading right now, and that was about how my solar plexus chakra is sort of constricted, and it needs to be addressed, it needs to be healed. If you have any kind of